We start off the summer season of Deegan Children's Theater with our teen production, which this year is Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Show dates are July 7th, 8th, and 9th at 7:30 p.m. and then a matinee on the 10th at 2 p.m. Box office is open now. You can call to talk directly to Sarah at 712-262-7336, or we're always open online on our website, sctplayhouse.org. This is Tyler Turner. He is the production director. This is Tyler's first direct. We have actually done something a little bit different with this production team in that it is more of a collective. So we have co-music directors, Bailey DeBolt and Marty Van Westen. And then Tyler Turner is the production director with an assistant director, Lynn Morris Turner, and then myself as choreographer.
I'm kind of spoiled getting the A team together and building this production. There was some hurdles that we needed to get over, but overall I think it's a good process. I think everybody works well together, and we're gonna put the best production that we can on the stage, and it'll look good, sound good, and I think they're having a lot of fun. So
yeah, the real MVPs really are the cast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the talent that is in this cast is it's phenomenal. It's really, really hard to describe when you're able to sit in rehearsals night after night and the hair on your arms just stands up, because what they're able to do and what they're able to absorb and accomplish in like one rehearsal is just, it's startling sometimes. So we're very, very lucky.
23 people is the total number of the cast, ranging from 14 to 19. Mm-hmm. So we have a big range. We have a lot of younger kids where this is either their first main stage production here, or they haven't really done a whole lot at the high school before, and so there's a learning process there for them, but I think it's good. And then we have some veterans that are, I think, helping the younger kids along to make it the best show possible. So.
The other thing to note is that we're technically a regional theater, and so while we are very blessed to have SHS kids from here in Spencer, we also have kids from Spirit Lake, we have kids from Sheldon? We're all around. I'm not great with locations, but we've got kids that have come in from other
Spirit Lake and Lake Park and Sioux Central.
Yeah, yep. So we're very lucky to be able to host not only ones that we get to work with year after year, but like you said, new talent coming in all the time that is experiencing their very first SCG show.
Their attitudes towards the whole process of, this is my first production as a director, and so they're giving me the grace as much as I'm giving them the grace on stage, that they might give me a hard time just as much as I'm giving them a hard time. They tease me, and it's fun. We have fun, we do the thing on stage, and then at the end of the day, everybody, I think, leaves smiling and is happy, and that's the goal.
Yeah, so one other thing to note is we are using some technical innovations that we've used here before, but last year, like for Lion King Kids, we used projections. This year, the teen show gets the benefit of the projections because, let's face it, Beauty and the Beast is a Disney spectacle, and we do have an abbreviated rehearsal period for the teen and the youth show, and so being able to accomplish all of that in a very short amount of time and keep it fun, like he's saying, it is quite the feat. So we are using projections for this, and we introduced them the other night. Oh my gosh, you would have thought we were showing them the most magnificent thing ever. Every time we would change projection, it'd be like, oh, and you just don't get that kind of energy with adults. We're a little bit more jaded in what we've seen and the experiences they've had. So them coming in, it just really does refuel us, especially to go back to main stage. And it's just a different energy that's in the building that's just really, really fun to see. They're eager and they're happy to be here, and that is very refreshing.
I actually really enjoy doing theater. Every production I've been in, I've really enjoyed the atmosphere of it and the people. It's just, there's something about it that just makes you feel welcome there. And especially on this one too, like, it's easier to do shows with people your own age, because then it's easier to relate to people, but then it's still fun to do them with adults, because then you're getting that other experience that you don't normally get with the people your age.
done a handful of shows, not a whole lot on stage as much as specifically here I've done a lot of work in the pit, just playing drums for whatever shows. I've been involved in a couple adult shows, but this is my first teen show I've done, and it's a lot of fun. I'm used to just kind of jumping in, and this is the first one where I'm here from the start, so it's been pretty nice to have some kind of normal situation, and again with people my age, makes life pretty easy.
I love Beauty and the Beast. It's probably my favorite Disney movie, has been for a while. And so when I found out we were doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be Belle. And then I auditioned and I got it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that was fun.
For me, I'd say it's a cool show. After listening to some of the songs, some of the male songs, and also just knowing, the musical in general, there's a lot of really fun male parts, and I happened to get Beast, which was really nice because he has some pretty cool songs, especially the main solo. That after hearing that, I was kind of like, oh, I kind of want to sing that. So, yeah.
My favorite part of rehearsal is probably when we put it all together and run through everything. I like every aspect of it, whether we're doing music or blocking or running choreography, but it's really cool when you get to put it all together and then you get to see like everything everyone else has been working on, and then you get to put what you've been working on stage, and then it's just really fun to do and really cool to see. So.
Yeah, with Beast being a very emotionally driven character, I'd have to agree with the full runs of the shows. It makes my job a lot easier to just have the slow transition over the whole show, and it's a lot of fun. Again, singing I'm not in a whole lot of group songs because I'm all lonely and stuff. So being able to watch other people do all the stuff and all the time that I've been working by myself with one of the music directors on music, but then I come out and I watch these guys do these big group numbers, and it's really cool. It's nice to see. So at the very beginning, a lot of the stuff was blocking of the scenes that I wasn't necessarily in. So I worked a lot on my songs and my music. The transition from that to blocking was pretty smooth because I was just learning blocking. It was a little rough originally trying to put all the music and everything together, but overall I think the transition was very smooth for being able to do it. The fight choreography is another thing. That's a fun part, and it was a little difficult to get used to, but it's turned out pretty well, I'd say.
Other characters in like big group numbers, they do more of your like basic choreography, and when Gaston and LeFou interact, they have more like athletic choreography as opposed to dance. But whereas when we do our choreography, it's ballroom dancing, so that was definitely a learning curve because it's not something I've really ever done before. So we both had to learn how to do that and then work with the other person to make sure it flowed and made sense with what we were doing.
Again, we had to kind of we had to figure it out first, and then for the normal waltz, and then after that we also had to do it again, but rotate it this time. So it was a lot of getting used to how the movements feel, as opposed to just, or for example, my fight choreography. It's a lot different. They're both choreographed and they're both planned, but it's a little different.
Blocking wise, like when we put together where we are on stage, there's only a couple of scenes that I'm not in, so working and running music has been more difficult because I don't really have that one-on-one time with the music directors that, like, say, Oliver would have. So I'm doing more blocking. I was doing more blocking and he was doing more music, so like I just did more music stuff on my own as opposed to with the music directors. So that was one thing I had to do. But.
Well, I started watching theater from when I was very young. I'm originally from upstate New York, and so I was blessed with a town that had a community theater like Spencer Community Theater, but a little bit bigger. The town was significantly bigger, so I got to see lots of different musicals and plays and things on stage, and that's kind of where my love for theater began, but I never really did anything on stage or with the production until last spring when I was man and chair in The Drowsy Chaperone. And from there, it kind of just evolved, and I was assistant stage manager for a show. I was Professor Plum in Clue. I've helped on builds, and so I just was like, I guess that's the next step, is being a director. And she suggested doing the teen show, and so I did.
And we're lucky to have him. We're lucky to have volunteers that do come and they serve in one capacity, and then they either fall in love with the theater, the community, or theater itself, and then they come back and they serve in other ways. And so we're very, very fortunate that people keep investing their time and their talent here at SCT.
I could probably say wholeheartedly that we have put our all into it. Like, we haven't had a lot of time to do it, but all that time that we have had, we've spent it working and putting in the time to get everything put together and make it look good and make it sound good and just make it the best production that we would want to present to an audience and the people in our town.
Yeah, there's a lot of big parts in this show. It's a lot of really cool things you get to watch, and it's also very, very funny. There's a lot of really funny moments, a lot of funny characters in general. The whole idea of Beast kind of being a little kid acting like an immature little guy for a lot of the show it's really funny, just seeing him interact with other people as well as just all of the castle staff, and then also the village scenes. There's a lot of small details that you'll be able to see and you'll be able to catch on to, and it'll be nice.
It's definitely a family show, like when you could bring anyone to. It's got something for everyone. It's probably got a couple jokes that wouldn't make sense to people who are a little bit younger, but then it's got those aspects that appeal to them too. And it's a Disney show. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody's heard of it. So it's just a really fun one to do.
So it is a Thursday opening night, so just keep that in mind when you're planning when you want to come visit us. For Children's Theater, it is a Thursday opening. So dates are July 7th, 8th, and 9th at 7:30 p.m. curtain, and then the 10th, which is a matinee, 2 p.m. curtain. You can call the box office and talk to Sarah. That number is 712-262-7336. Or you can go on our Facebook page, which will direct you to our website, which is sctplayhouse.org. It's always open. If you have any questions, again, you can call the box office and Sarah will help you out. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our sponsors for Children's Theater. We are very, very, very fortunate to have the Clay County Events Center and Fairgrounds. They're an avid supporter, also Farmers Bank and Schmidt Pediatric. So they absolutely help us produce theater in the summer for kids consistently year after year, and we are very grateful for their investment. You're going to want to come see it. If you miss it, you'll be sad. Be our guest. We highly encourage it.